Good morning, everyone. So let's please give another round of applause to Folklorico Ballet from Columbia Middle School for adding a little color, a little dance, a little music to our morning. So let me thank you all for being here. Welcome. It's not a sunny day as we talked about, but it will be sunny before the end of the day. I'm Sunnyvale Mayor Larry Klein. It's great to see so many faces, happy faces, unmasked faces here in our chambers to start off a early Saturday morning. There are a few people in the audience that I wanted to acknowledge before we begin our day today. First, we have several representatives from other cities, other organizations here. First off, actually, let me first thank our council members who are here. First, Vice Mayor Srinivasan, Councilmember Russ Melton, Councilmember Omar Dean, Councilmember Linda Sell, and Councilmember Richard Mellinger is somewhere around. And then we have several people from other cities and representatives. County Supervisor Otto Lee. Thank you, Otto. A representative from Ro Khanna's office. Thank you. Former Mayor John Howe. Former Mayor Julia Miller and member of El Camino Healthcare District. Council member from Los Altos, Nisa Flygor. Council member from Milpitas. She left. Carmen Montano. Thank you. And am I missing? Oh, I didn't see our county assessor. So everybody knows how to respond to our county assessor, Larry Stone. We have some special guests from our sister city, Isuka, Japan. A delegation from Isuka. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And that's everyone except for ELT. Did I miss anyone? Oh, Saratoga. So the mayor of Saratoga and South. And lastly, I just want to thank our ELT team from a city staff. You know, we have a great city staff, but I will go through and thank our directors, Michelle Pereira, Director of Library and Recreation Services, Chip Taylor, Director of Public Works, Connie Verselis, Deputy City Manager, Jackie Guzman, Deputy City Manager, Dennis Zhao, Director of Finance, Kathleen Foster, Director of Information Technology, Marlena Sessions, very good, Director of NovaWorks, Fan No, our Chief of Public Safety, Romana Chinakotla, Director of Environmental Services, and Tina Murphy, Director of Human Resources, Sarah Johnson Rios, our Assistant City Manager, Trudy Ryan, our Director of Community Development. And lastly, I have two other representatives that I really want to thank. First, our City Attorney, Rebecca Moon. and of course, our city manager, Tim Kirby. Rebecca and Tim have just started this new year as the two representatives and the two direct reports to City Council, but they've worked for the city for decades. You know, they each bring a wealth of experience with Sunnyvale's services and initiatives, and you know that was, I think, two of the best decisions Council made this year was choosing Rebecca and Tim as our new city attorney and city manager. You know. And I know that I can speak for council when we say, you know, we're excited to see them continue working with the team and in their new capacities. So hopefully, you know, I hope everyone, I've caught everyone in the audience of note, but, you know, for me, we have a great staff, we have a great team, and having our two new city manager, city attorney leading that team is just great, sets the city in a great direction for many years to come. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the city team that organizes and puts together events like this. Staff from multiple departments coordinate over many months to make sure that we have a great day celebrating Sunnyvale. So if you were involved with that, please stand up and wave, and please everyone give them a round of applause because, you know, they make the mayor look good, and it takes multiple departments, many hours and many days of efforts to make sure this day goes off smoothly, as it always does. So thank you very much. You know, I appreciate all of your hard work, and council understands that this is an extra effort, but it's really appreciated by all of us. So thank you. With that, I will move to the State of the City speech. So good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to be here with all of you today. And I want you to know that we're here in Sunnyvale, the heart of Silicon Valley, and I'm proud and delighted to say that the heart is beating strongly, and we're thriving as a city. If you're joining us this morning, we began our event today with dedicating our newest public art at the installation next to our new amphitheater, and it's the Arc of Dreams by Linda Brunker. And so hopefully some of you have seen that, and if you've seen it at daytime, it's one thing. If you've seen it at night, it's truly amazing. But it's really a spectacular piece of diversity, inclusion, and collaboration. You know, all are the tenets of a strong community and partnerships that we have here in Sunnyvale, which is the central theme for my remarks today. It is in that spirit of community and partnership that we are joining both the Fremont Union High School District and the Sunnyvale School District in celebrating two special milestones: their 100th and their 125th respective anniversaries serving our educational needs here in Sunnyvale. Throughout the years, both districts have fostered strong partnerships with our community that have enabled them to make a lasting and meaningful impacts. So please join me in congratulating them and giving them a round of applause for their accomplishments. And all of their hard work for teaching our future generations. You know, we're especially proud that both districts are also an important part of our future that will include the city's very first branch library. As most of you know, Sunnyvale currently only has one library. Our main library was built way back in 1960. And for almost 65 years now, we've made the most of that facility right here at the Civic Center. But many people, especially our residents north of 101, have not had an easy access to our library services, our programs, you know, provided by our wonderful library staff. Building the Lakewood Branch Library and Learning Center in the North Sunnyvale will turn the page in a very big way. I was honored to be at the groundbreaking ceremony in early September with my council colleagues and, of course, our incredible partners of the Sunnyvale School District and Fremont Union High School District. That 20,000 square foot building is a direct result of 3 agencies bringing their ideas and resources together to create something that is unique in our city. You know, it will be a shared multi-use facility that will be here for generations. It'll have comprehensive amenities and services to support long learning for children, teens, and adults, and it will have amazing new spaces for the community to gather, learn, create, and play. And it will continue to support Sunnyvale's sustainability goals as a LEED Gold building. Of course, you're sitting in our LEED Platinum Net Zero City Hall, which is the first in the country designed to achieve the highest environmental achievements. This past year, we completed the surrounding landscape and amphitheater and celebrated a community-wide ground opening on Earth Day. Almost 3,000 people attended that to enjoy activities, entertainers, dozens of information booths, and of course, tasty food. This was exactly what we envisioned for these public areas. So it would be it's wonderful to see the 6 acres of usable open space fully activated with people, and of course, amazing wildflowers for those of you who were here. We certainly love our open spaces here in Sunnyvale, and we have several projects underway to expand and improve them. At the site of the former Corn Palace near Lawrence Expressway, we have designed and will soon start building a new 2-acre public park this winter. Lakewood Park is, of course, getting a significant renovation that will add an all-inclusive playground, a dog park to the amenities, but we're also finalizing design right now and expect to have this construction to begin in the coming summer. And we'll soon kick off the public input process to help design the renovations for Las Palmas Park. Finally, we'll be underway this fall on a major project to update our community center grounds. New features will include playgrounds, walking paths, seating areas, picnic tables, areas for games, and of course, updated ponds. This will be a welcome renovation of a site that is now almost 50 years old. And maintaining and renovating aging city facilities is an ongoing challenge that requires a disciplined, phased approach. The master plan to modernize our civic center here is a perfect example. After completing City Hall, in addition to public safety and the renovation to our DPS building as part of Phase 1, we'll now move to Phase 2, which is part of the plan to address our city's main library. This past year, we went through an extensive process to assess facilities and community needs and develop options and cost estimates, and Council unanimously voted in May to place a bond measure on the November ballot. This bond will fund and design construction of a brand new main library. And we also have another November ballot measure that proposes 3 changes to our city charter. And the charter governs how, from a city standpoint, we operate and provide services to our community. Any amendments must be approved by the majority of Sunnyvale voters, and I encourage all of you to read about these 2 measures and the council elections on the city's website and in your voter guide. And please, of course, remember to vote. On a related note, we'll soon be forming a charter review committee to consider additional charter amendments. Applications are due on October 24th. If you're interested in joining and trying to make an impact in the community, this is a great way to expend those efforts. And it's a great opportunity for you to make changes in how we do governing here in the city of Sunnyvale. In a testament to one way that the city is working well, Sunnyvale has once again been ranked among the top 10 safest cities in the nation. And this strong partnership between the community and our public safety department is key to maintaining that goal. You know, our popular youth and citizens academies are among many of the things that reinforce that partnership. The week-long Youth Leadership Academy concluded in late June with 22 students from 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. And the Citizens Academy started earlier this month with 16 people in an 8-week course. These youth and adult classes all share an enthusiasm for Sunnyvale. And by investing in the passion for lifelong learning, we are helping to build future leaders within our community. And I'm also very proud that Pragna organization and State Senator Dave Cortese presented Sunnyvale with a Neuro Ally Award this year for being one of the most neuro-inclusive cities in the Bay Area. This honor was due in large part to the efforts of our Public Safety Crime Prevention Unit. They hosted several events to foster and support relationships between our first responders and our neuro-minority members in our community. Neighborhood Resource Officer Elisa Barrios, I don't think she's here, but please give her a round of applause. Officer Barrios played a key role in these events, and her work is an excellent example of how we are addressing one of Council's strategic priorities, equity, access, and inclusion. We remain committed to fostering equitable outcomes for all of our community members. Our Human Relations Commission and city's internal equity team have been focusing this past year on building bridges through allyship. For example, we've sponsored community workshops about responding to intolerance and bigotry, neither of which should have any place in our community. For United Against Hate Week later this month, we'll be celebrating the rich contributions of our immigrants through storytelling and offering a community training on becoming a better ally. Through these efforts, we are strengthening equity and inclusion skills within our city organization and beyond. This is building an essential foundation as we prepare to launch a community needs assessment in the next year. The assessment will help us understand where there are disparities and barriers in the community and how we can address them. And an exciting example of this is a pilot program started within our Human Relations Commission. Using AI translation, and AI translation software can be used for good things, Wordly. So this service enables us to translate between multiple languages in real time during commission and council meetings. In fact, you can see Wordly functioning today, and we're displaying simultaneous translations in Spanish, Chinese, and Japanese for our visitors. It's doing those innovative things which really make Sunnyvale truly unique. Sunnyvale is home to such diverse cultures, and tools like this help us ensure that people feel more included and ultimately participate no matter what their language, which language is. Of course, our diversity takes many forms. Another way it's being displayed is through our public arts program, and it is a perfect example of community partnership. The Great Box Cover-Up is now in its third phase with students from 4 different high schools being the artists. King's Academy and Wilcox High School are underway with painting of their assigned utility boxes, and students from Homestead and Fremont High will be starting their boxes later this fall. When the phase is completed, we'll have beautified 39 different utility boxes in our community. We're also getting very close to installing a new Sons of Sunnyvale icon sculptures. So a panel of residents has already come together and selected the artists who will paint and transform the 26 different sculptures. And by, let's say, January of next year, depending on the weather, of course, we will install these unique pieces throughout our local parks. Designed as temporary installations, these 4-foot wide by 6-foot tall suns will be on display for about 2 years around all of our parks. And an incredible display of art in the sky. Who could not forget our fantastic July 4th drone show at Baylands Park? 300 drones lit up the night in a mesmerizing pattern of formations during the first show of its kind in the county. An estimated 8,000 people enjoyed the story of Sunnyvale and celebrated our Independence Day in a safe and environmentally friendly way from a city standpoint. We're looking forward to planning more events like this, especially as we approach our nation's 250th anniversary in just 2 years. Public art is, of course, popping up in other ways in the city, too, including the flourishing downtown. In early September, the City Line Project installed the newest piece of art right at the corner of Murphy Avenue and Washington Avenue. If you look over the fences, you can see Dropping the Ball by French artist Camille Henro. And progress on the rest of downtown development has been also so exciting to watch. And once it's complete, I'm confident Sunnyvale's downtown will be the crown jewel of the region. You know, it's already... It's why I got involved with the city over 20 years ago, but our downtown just keeps getting better and better. You know, it's already a huge draw for many of our annual events sponsored by a great partner, the Sunnyvale Downtown Association. This summer, each of the Jazz and Beyond concerts events on Saturday nights brought in hundreds of attendees, and the 25th annual Summer Series concert saw upwards of 700 people attending weekly on Wednesday nights. Proof positive that historic Murphy Avenue is the place to be. We're also completing the improvements needed to make it a permanent pedestrian wall, and those ugly orange barriers will finally be going away. And I want to thank council and I want to thank the community and our businesses for pushing forward that pedestrian wall. It is just an amazing thing that had been talked about for decades and decades and finally is coming to pass. And construction in the area has been a hive of activity with many new buildings now coming online. In the downtown core, City Line Project has completed 2 12-story mixed-use buildings on TAFE that will include around 500 new apartments and a new ground floor retail, of course, and 2 7-story buildings on Washington Avenue with ground floor retail and restaurant space that is also just recently finished. Next to this, new landscaping, seating, and dining areas around Redwood Square will be opening up on October 9th. And this will be a terrific new public outdoor space designed for community gatherings surrounded by redwoods, additional new art, and of course, a very interesting fountain that's also a piece of art. Finally, an assortment of new offerings joined already vibrant downtown business group, including Tipsy Putt, Murphy Pet Hospital, Yoga 6, Rumble Boxing, TZ, and The Melt. All of this with more to come and others as they finish construction and new leases are signed. Amenities like this, along with our ideal location and talented local employees, are a big draw for a diverse mix of companies and make our business community so successful. It's one of the reasons why we continue to attract new businesses and existing businesses continue to expand. For example, longtime Sunnyvale company, the medical device manufacturer Intuitive Surgical, is continuing its leadership by expanding its headquarters on Kiefer Road, and Applied Materials has begun demolition work on their project to build the largest semiconductor R&D campus in the world right here in Sunnyvale. And business retention continues to be one of the city's top priorities, as captured in our economic development strategic plan, approved earlier this year by council. It lays out our guiding principles for how we will support and expand our business community. Among them is to preserve our flex and industrial areas for small and medium-sized businesses. And this is especially important since 95% of our city's businesses have 50 employees or less. So it's critical that we maintain areas of service-oriented companies as well as places for startups to establish and grow. Our upcoming Tech Business Expo is a way we showcase our companies that are innovating right here in Sunnyvale. And I hope you can attend midday on October 3rd on historic Murphy Avenue, and be sure to, of course, have a little lunch on Murphy Avenue while you're there. Thoughtful long-range planning is another tool we use to shape and support development that meets our community needs. This is especially true in Moffett Park, where we just adopted last year our new specific plan for that ultimately 1,300-acre area of Sunnyvale that once was just a business park. It's already a well-known commercial hub and home to leading tech companies. For instance, Walmart.com just expanded there and signed one of the largest sublease deals in Silicon Valley. And Google has completed construction of 2 mass timber buildings totaling more than 1 million square feet. Those of you who are up on Sunnyvale history will know that one of those is on the site of the location for where Atari was founded. And Google, of course, added a Space Invaders art just to make sure that you don't forget that. But we're making new history in Moffett Park because the plan now sets the stage for a vibrant, mixed-use community by allowing developers to build 20,000 units of housing, 500,000 square foot of retail, as well as additional commercial space. And at least 15% of the new housing will be affordable to low-income households. This type of zoning is helping us to support our goals in our housing element that was approved by the state in March. The housing element charts the course for meeting the city's housing needs for the next 8 years. Based on our new state requirements, Sunnyvale must account for almost 12,000 new homes, with 6,700 of them being below market rate, and all that being done before 2031. Meeting those goals takes a variety of programs, funding, and partnerships because the city itself doesn't build housing. Fortunately, partnering with developers to ensure that affordable housing gets built in Sunnyvale has been a long-time initiative for our city. And I'm delighted to share that in August, Council awarded over $26 million in the city's housing mitigation funds for 3 affordable housing projects that will account for nearly 600 affordable units in our community. One of these projects will be the first residential project built in Moffett Park. It received an allocation of $14 million for 305 affordable units developed by the Pacific companies in Miramar Capital. The project will be a significant start in achieving our long-range goals for that region. The other 2 projects are Mid-Peninsula housing projects, and they're equally impressive, notably the 125-unit project on Matilda Avenue that will be built on city-owned property, the old Wells Fargo site, that we purchased last year for $7.3 million, and a 170-unit project on Sonora Court that will include permanent supportive housing units for formerly unhoused residents. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the decades-long partnership that we've had with Mid-Peninsula Housing. This July, we also celebrated a wall raising, since they'd already started construction, for another of their projects called the Ira D. Hall Square. It is named after Mid-Peninsula's founder, who also emphasized the importance of service to the community. And they certainly have done that with creating 11 affordable housing developments here in Sunnyvale over the last 30 years, with a total of 860 affordable units already here in Sunnyvale. It's an amazing accomplishment, especially given the complexities of building those projects. So please give MidPen a round of applause. And we had yet another cause for celebration in April with the grand opening of Meridian, a 100% affordable housing development and near City Hall, right at Matilda and Iowa. This property is run by Related California and now provides 90 affordable units with 25% of them set aside for tenants with intellectual and developmental disabilities here in Sunnyvale. And again, it's on city-owned property. It's trying to help the developers pencil out the development for their affordable housing. And of course, our goals for housing include preventing homelessness and supporting people if they do. To strengthen this, the council adopted a new strategic priority last year to support our unhoused community. And since then, we have hired Amanda Stoltz, our city's new homeless service manager. I'm not sure if Amanda's here, but give her a round of applause. She brings a wealth of experience to the role and a passion about expanding much-needed services for our homeless community. And council just approved a new contract last month with We Hope for street outreach services. Their 5-person outreach team will work directly with our unhoused residents, as well as provide important mobile showers and laundry services. City staff have also been evaluating our guaranteed basic income pilot program. The results of that study will come to council in October, and in November, council will be considering a proposal for safe parking ordinances and sites. And here in Sunnyvale, of course, innovation isn't always about high tech. Thanks to significant state and federal partnerships with our low interest loans, the Clean Water Program is rebuilding our aging wastewater treatment plant. This 20-plus year project is the city's largest infrastructure project in our history. And we celebrated a key milestone this summer by completing the new primary treatment equipment. Through new technology and treatment methods, we will continue to ensure that we'll be able to provide essential services and protect the bay well into the future. Protecting the bay from trash is another thing that we're seeing great success in through our stormwater prevention program. Pollution prevention program. Within the last year, we've installed 300 trash capture devices in our catch basins, and will soon install another 200. These devices and the city crews responsible for cleaning and maintaining them are a significant contributor to achieving our overall 90% reduction in the amount of trash flowing into the bay. And of course, the best thing is to not, of course, have pollution in the first place. So I encourage you all to partner with us to make sure that you can help us prevent that trash from being there at the beginning. This treatment plant is also our source of recycled water, and it is another way we've tackled it with an innovative approach. With training and coaches from the prestigious Bloomberg Harvard City Leadership Initiative, we formed a city innovation team. And that team used design-based innovation process to help us generate hundreds of new ideas on how we can expand our recycled water for use in the city. This past year, the most promising ideas became part of our updated recycled water strategic plan, which council will be considering for adoption next Tuesday. So if you want to hear more about that, come back to our council meeting on Tuesday. It lays out and recommended projects that will expand existing connections and make sure that new connections to delivered recycled water to more city facilities like our parks will be added sometime in the upcoming years. And we're also expanding recycling in other areas. As of this past December, all Sunnyvale businesses now have access to recycling services for organic material like yard waste and food scraps. This participation is already making a difference in keeping an additional 1,400 tons of material out of our landfill. And even better, we're working towards making sure that we can use 100% of our city's food waste as an energy source to help power our wastewater treatment plant. These programs are helping us meet our city's greenhouse gas emissions outlined in our Climate Action Playbook, and it illustrates Sunnyvale's newly updated Climate Action Scoreboard. You can take a look at sunnyvaleclimateaction.org. During the pandemic, we saw a steep decline in our emissions for a variety of reasons, mainly because people were staying at home. And these include, of course, fewer people on the road, more people working from home, and of course, empty buildings not needing as much power. Now that we're mostly back to normal, whatever normal that might be, greenhouse gas emissions have inched up. In fact, we're now almost back to pre-pandemic levels. But we can do something about that. This June, the City Council approved our updated playbook and game plan for 2028 to help us meet even more ambitious greenhouse gas reductions. Thank you. Our new target has us striving to reduce emissions by 85% below 1990 levels by 2045. That gets us to carbon neutrality and in alignment with the state's goals. This might sound tough, but the updated game plan lays out our priorities for the next 5 years. These areas include clean energy, building decarbonization, and transportation decarbonization. Focusing on these will help us move the needle in a very big way. We're already seeing progress. Our residents and our businesses continue to get their electricity from clean energy sources through our partnership with Silicon Valley Clean Energy. Our community adoption of electric vehicles has also made a difference in our emissions from transportation. Game Plan 2028 asks us to continue to learn more before you buy and test drive an electric vehicle at one of our EV Ride and Drive events. We're currently setting up those events for 2025, so keep watching the city website. And our Game Plan 2028 also asks us to drive less where we can. To help, the city has been actively working on expanding our bike lane network. Several studies are underway. Several studies are underway to look at adding more bike lanes along Matilda Avenue, Tasman Drive, and Hollenbeck Avenue, and we are getting ready for a community outreach for an East Channel trail study early next year. That project will study creating dedicated trail for bicyclists and pedestrians along a north-south corridor from Caribbean Drive all the way to Homestead Road. And we've also been exploring 2 shuttle programs. These would reduce dependency on our cars and, of course, help with the first and last mile transit connectivity. The first would be a citywide shuttle service that we've applied for 2 grants to help fund, and the second is a shuttle service funded by the Peary Park development to help reduce traffic congestion. We're partnering with VTA on the final details and are planning a soft launch later this year. For building decarbonization, Game Plan 2028 encourages a switch to electricity instead of natural gas. Take a simple step by checking out our induction cooktop that you can rent, that you can borrow from our city library. And Silicon Valley Clean Energy customers continue to have a chance to reduce and improve the decarbonization of their homes. So Silicon Valley Clean Energy has partnered with the city, with all the residents in its region, to look at heat pumps, to look at solar panels, to look at EV charging in all of our homes. So definitely take advantage of that. And I also encourage you to visit our scoreboard on our new website, which has a wealth of information about how we are doing and what are we going to do to help. Working together, we can achieve this more aggressive goal for the healthier future for everyone. To wrap up, you've already heard many of our significant, projects and priorities today, some of which could not happen without strong financial position that we are, facing, that we have here in Sunnyvale. While other cities are facing deficits and cutbacks, Sunnyvale's budget outlook remains positive and stable. As a result, this year's budget allowed us to take a big step. First, keeping pace with increasing costs, making targeted investments in service delivery, and even adding over 25 new city staff positions after holding staff levels basically stagnant for many, many years. It's all good news, and I commend both our city staff and my fellow council members on their continued fiscal discipline year after year. In closing, we've had another great year with numerous significant accomplishments. We've explored new ways to tackle complex challenges. We've continued to embrace our diversity and build community, and our new city leadership and dedicated city staff have achieved a high bar of service. As your mayor, I'm honored to help celebrate our many accomplishments. In fact, the National League of Cities was here earlier this year to visit Sunnyvale on their 100 City Roadshow. And it was mainly because, the wonderful things that are happening in our city, how well our city is run, and what a great community we have. Sunnyvale's future is bright, and I just want to say, come join me as we work together to make it even better. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. And moving on, one of our Sunnyvale traditions is we are most proud of our strong tradition of community service. And serving on boards and commissions is a wonderful way to get involved. We have 10 boards and commissions covering a variety of topics, including art, transportation, planning, and housing. The next part of our program recognizes the dedicated residents who have served on our boards and commissions. We will also specifically acknowledge those who have been appointed to a second term and those who have recently completed their terms. Your time, your dedication, and your insight have an incredibly beneficial impact on the city of Sunnyvale, and we appreciate all of your work greatly. Council and city staff could not do their jobs without your input. The city clerk will call on each board and commission. If you served on the board and commission, we ask that you please join us here in front of the lectern. For the audience, please hold your applause until the end of each group acknowledgement. I'm now very pleased to invite Vice Mayor Srinivasan and the rest of council to join me in front of the lectern to begin our recognition of our board and commission members. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Klein. Will the current and former members of the Human Relations Commission join the City Council? So yeah, all Human Relations Commissioners, both current and former, please come up and join the City Council at the front. We greatly appreciate your service to the Sunnyvale community, including your contributions. Including your contributions to principles of intergroup dialogue and establishing themes for events such as the immigrant experience, multi-heritage experience, and othering and bullying. The Council also wants to specifically recognize those who have completed their service or are appointed to a second term, Jose Leon and Venkat Ramasetti. And now we will ask Human Relations Commissioners to please exit off towards your left. And will current members of the Housing and Human Services Commission please come up and join the City Council? We appreciate your service to the Sunnyvale community, including review of the 2023-2031 housing element, home and CDBG funding through the annual action plan, city housing funds, loans, and new affordable housing developments. The Council also wants to specifically recognize those who have completed their service or were appointed to a second term, including Scott Duncan, Helen Lay, and Eleanor Stetson. All right, we'll ask you to exit off towards the left. We have a photo opportunity, and then we would like to ask the current and former members of the Heritage Preservation Commission to join City Council. We greatly appreciate your service to the Sunnyvale community, including review of the Corn Palace residential development, Murphy Station Heritage Landmark District, and many others. The Council would also like to specifically recognize those who have completed their service, including Steve Karumpas, Sarash Patel. Thank you. We'd next like to ask the current and former members of the Parks and Recreation Commission to join the City Council. We greatly appreciate your service. So we appreciate your service, including your contributions to the Lakewood Branch Library, Main Library, Community Center renovation, and Corn Palace projects. And the Council wants to specifically recognize those who were appointed to a second term. Daniel Bramon. I'm going to ask you to come off towards your left, and then where will the current and former members of the Sustainability Commission join the City Council? We greatly appreciate your service to the Sunnyvale community, including your contributions to the following projects: Study Issue ESD 2401 on artificial turf, the development and adoption of the Climate Action Playbook and Game Plan 2028, and guiding the launch of the Climate Action Scoreboard and online dashboard. And the council wants to specifically recognize those who have completed their service or were appointed to a second term, including Crystal Wickham, Tonya Veach, and Catherine Besser. Thank you. Will the current and former members of the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Commission join the City Council? Thank you. We greatly appreciate your service to the Sunnyvale community, including your contributions to the following projects: the Stevens Creek Trail Extension, Bernardo Avenue Undercrossing, Moffett Park Specific Plan, and Homestead Full-Time Bike Lane Study. And the council would like to specifically recognize those who have completed their service, including Charlene Liu and Timothy Wee. Thank you, BPAC commissioners. You're welcome to. Will the current and former members of the Planning Commission join the City Council? Look at that, they even planned to sit together. So for planning commissioners, we greatly appreciate your service to the Sunnyvale community, including recent review of 5 updated or new plans, including the El Camino Real Specific Plan, Moffett Park Specific Plan, completion of City Line Phase 1 construction, and approval of 3 affordable housing projects totaling 360 units. And then council would like to specifically recognize those who have completed their service recently: Daniel Howard and John Howe. Will the current and former members of the Arts Commission join the City Council? And I would like to share Council's appreciation for your service to the Sunnyvale community, including participating in Hands on the Arts and Yarn at the Park, and reviewing art in public places and art in private development proposals. And the Council also wants to specifically recognize those who are appointed to a second term, Catherine Philly. Will current and former members of the Personnel Board join the City Council? We greatly appreciate your service to the Sunnyvale community, and Council wants to specifically recognize those who have recently completed their service, including Patty Seelan and Deepali Laguni. Thank you. Will current and former members of the Board of Library Trustees join City Council? We greatly appreciate your service to the Sunnyvale community, including your contributions to the Civic Center Phase 2 Main Library Concept Selection. And Council would like to specifically recognize those who have completed their service or recently appointed to a second term, including Meena Judakanda and Raul Jain. Thank you. And now we're going to continue on with community awards.
Congratulations again to each of our board and commission members for their long service and making a difference in our city. Please give them a round of applause. And now it's time to move on to a very special part of today's program, our community awards presentations. Recognizing and honoring the people who make our community a special place has been a Sunnyvale tradition for over 40 years now. We began this tradition in 1981 with just a single category, Distinguished Resident. Over the years, we have added new awards to recognize the people, organization, and businesses from many facets of our community. I know I speak for my fellow council members when I say that it's truly an honor to be able to give these awards to the winners each year. And fortunately for us, we don't have the challenge of actually selecting those winners. The tough job falls on the decision committee of previous community award winners who recommend their choices from this year's recipients for the many nominations that are there. So first, I'd like to thank the decision committee for their excellent work, as well as acknowledge everyone who was nominated. I'd also like to encourage everyone here to consider nominating someone for next year, and I'm sure we all know someone who is making a difference in our community every day. The nomination form is available year-round on the city's website, so please take the time to nominate a special person who should be honored for their contributions to Sunnyvale. After our last presentation, I'll return to reveal the Mayor's Awards of Excellence And with that, let me introduce Vice Mayor Murali Srinivasan, who will make the first presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Hello, I am Murali Srinivasan, Vice Mayor of Sunnyvale. For those of you who know me, I am just dressed up, that's it. Where is the applause sign? Our first award is for contribution to the arts, which is presented to Nitya Narasimhan, founder and artistic director of Prayukti Arts. With us today, Nitya will receive the award. For better part of a decade, Nitya Narasimhan has taught children and adults the classical Indian dance known as Bharatanatyam. But our students will tell you they became more than skilled dancers. They come away with a community, a sense of joy, and a lifelong love for art. Our students credit Nitya's patient, encouraging demeanor, and nurturing environment she has cultivated in her studio with helping her with their creativity flourish. Nitya has grown her studio, transforming it into a place to showcase dancers and musicians, some of whom came all the way from India, host events and workshops, increase awareness of this dance form, and provide a place for cultural exchange where people can be themselves in a supportive environment. Nitya also hosts educational initiatives and put on this year's unique Interplay Arts Festival. For using art as a force for positive change, encouraging and teaching our students with kindness and grace, and contributing to the culturally rich tapestry that makes Sunnyvale a vibrant and inviting place to live and work, I am pleased to present Nitya Narasimhan with the award of contribution to the art this year. Thank you. We also have a certificate from Supervisor Lee. Thank you, Nitya. Our next award is for High School Student of the Year, which is presented to Rohan Mittal of St. Francis High School. Rohan Mittal, who will be entering his senior year at St. Francis High School, is an enterprising, compassionate student who saw a need and took action. Rohan is a volunteer at the Sunnyvale Senior Center, Sunnyvale Public Library, and the Sunnyvale Heritage Park Museum. He is quite busy, having amassed more than 200 hours of serving our community. At the museum, he manually entered more than 6,000 items into the database. Yeah, thank you. He helps plan events at the library as a member of Teen Advisory Board. He also supervises the computer lab at the Senior Center and assists with food services. Rohan found another way to serve as well. In 2022, when attendance at the Senior Center was lower due to pandemic, he found ways to keep busy by asking seniors if they needed any help with their personal electronic devices. Yeah. Since then, he has helped seniors to set up new phones, fix laptops, and has provided other much-needed technological support. Word spread about Rohan's free service, and and he has been in demand for the last 3 years. Seniors have commended his patience, knowledge, and helpfulness. For his gracious commitment to improving technological literacy for our seniors and serving his community, I am pleased to present Rohan Mittal with the award of High School Student of the Year. Next is Council Member Dean.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Srinivasan. I'm Councilmember Omar Dean. Good morning. Just finding the right page. Our next award is for Business Person of the Year, which is being presented to Lee Odom of Lee's Favorite Books. Lee is the owner of Lee's Favorite Books and the children's bookstore, Bookosaurus. Local bookstores, as we know, have had a difficult time in recent years, but Lee's Favorite Books has weathered the pandemic and the proliferation of digital books. Despite the challenges small businesses face, they were able to expand and open Bookosaurus to focus on children's literature. By fostering a sense of community, they have kept their shop vibrant and inviting for all members of our community, including the occasional stressed out council member. Her events and clubs bring people to her bookstore and also to other businesses in the area. They have offered book signing events for local authors and invited area dignitaries. Her book clubs that cater to different genres meet monthly at local restaurants. Their generosity in serving the community has extended to the Downtown Association, where they have served as president. They are considered a consistent supporter of keeping our downtown a lively, exciting place to be, for supporting the community's literary needs by running thriving bookstores and bringing people together, and by providing a place and events where the written word is celebrated. I am pleased to present the award of Business Person of the Year. Thank you. Pun intended, I'm glad we were able to book you. Next is Councilmember Sell.
Hi, I'm Councilmember Stell, and I'm so happy to be awarding this Educator of the Year award because educators have such a big impact on our community. So our next award will be, why don't we have Aisha Lamando up here from Fremont High School. She'll be receiving the award. So as an English language development coordinator and teacher at Fremont High School, Aisha Lamando has proven herself to be a steadfast advocate for our students. Known for holding her students, her colleagues, and herself to high standards, Aisha demonstrates an excellence that she expects. Students, many of whom are new to our country and to ninth grade, find her warm, challenging, and empowering. With a culture of growth in her classroom, Aisha teaches her students to advocate for themselves, not just in school, but also in the outside world. Aisha is respected by her students, her colleagues, who admire her dedication and straightforward manner. Many of her colleagues maintain that she is the type of teacher that they want teaching their own children, and the type of colleague they want in their collaboration groups. For her commitment to her students' education empowerment, and excellence, I'm pleased to present Isha Lomando with Award of Educator of the Year. Okay, and then Councilmember Mellinger will be awarding the next awards.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Sell. My name is Richard Mellinger, proud to represent District 5 on City Council, and I'm here today to offer our Environmental Achievement Award, which is being presented to the Community for Natural Play Surfaces. If you all could come up to the front, please. The Community for Natural Play Surfaces is a group of passionate volunteers who advocate for playing fields, parks, and playgrounds that use living materials such as natural grass instead of artificial turf. This group has spent countless hours researching and learning about the effects of artificial turf on health and the environment. They've educated countless staff members, commissioners, school board and council members, students and community members about what they've learned, and they're advocates for using materials that are best for the climate and the health and safety of those playing on the surfaces. This year, their advocacy resulted in the switch to natural grass for the city's planned renovation of Lakewood Park. They've also encouraged the city to study the use of artificial turf versus natural ground cover. For their commitment to using environmentally conscious natural plants and materials, I am pleased to present the Community for Natural Play Surfaces with the Award for Environmental Achievement. Good. All righty, thank you, Anne, as well. Yep. And Courtney, don't go anywhere. Okay. Next on the docket, our next award is for Volunteer of the Year, which is being presented to Courtney Jansen with us today. Courtney. Very well deserved. To say Courtney Jansen is busy would be an understatement. As a full-time employee raising 2 boys, Courtney already has her hands full. But her commitment to her community is apparent in the roles that she has taken on to help keep her neighbors informed, advocate for students, and make sure schools have needed resources. For the last 3 years, Courtney has produced the monthly Villager newsletter for the Lakewood Village Neighborhood Association. She's the association's first vice president as well. Personal note, I grew up in Lakewood Village, but a different Lakewood Village, so one of those odd coincidences of life. She organized a meet and greet for those running for Assembly District 26 so neighbors could learn more about the candidates. As a member of Community for Natural Play Surfaces, she arranges weekly meetings and helped advocate for grass instead of artificial turf as part of the renovation plan at Lakewood Park. As a board member of the Sunnyvale Education Foundation, Courtney helps assign grants to Sunnyvale School District schools and established a catalog to better support field trips and assemblies. She is the chair of the PTA fundraising committee for San Miguel Elementary School and a newly appointed member of the Sunnyvale Sustainability Commission. The list of her activities goes on and on and on. For her tireless efforts to help keep schools and students and to keep her community informed, I am pleased to present Courtney Jansen with the award for Volunteer of the Year. Thank you for all your service to our community. Next up, we have Councilmember Melton to present the Distinguished Resident Award.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Russ Melton, Sunnyvale City Council member. It is my honor to present our next award for Distinguished Resident of the Year, which is being presented to Mark Cato. Mark, can you join me up here on the stage, please? Wonderful. Let me say a few words about Mark. Mark founded and has spent the last decade as the president of the Sunnyvale Sister City Association. Through his tireless efforts to find a partner city in Japan, and to enlist the participation of local schools, Sunnyvale developed a sister city relationship with the Japanese city of Izuka. Mark founded the organization with the goal of strengthening a sense of global community. The result has been the enthusiastic formation of a strong, supportive relationship between the two cities. An important part of the sister city relationship is cultural exchange. More than 100 Sunnyvale students have traveled to Izuka, and numerous students from Izuka have visited Sunnyvale to participate in classes and workshops. The city of Izuka has donated cherry trees as a symbol of friendship that have been planted in various locations across Sunnyvale. Some Izuka students' designs have been featured on Sunnyvale library cards. And our own mayor, Larry Klein, has served as Grand Marshal of the Izuka Parade last year. That's great. To keep the organization going and to help participants travel to Japan, Mark has also sought volunteers and sponsorships that have been key to continuing the exchange. And so, for fostering strong communities, positive attitudes, and an appreciation of diverse cultures, I am pleased to present Mark Cato with the award for Distinguished Resident of the Year. Wonderful. And then I'll be asking Sunnyvale Mayor Larry Klein to return for his award of the Sunnyvale Mayor Excellence presentation. Thank you.
Okay, we're almost done. I now have the pleasure to present the 2024 Mayor's Awards of Excellence. Each year, the Mayor's Awards of Excellence recognize an individual, a group, or both that have shown a history of excellence in our city. This is the only award whose recipient is decided only by the mayor. It has been my tradition to recognize both an individual and a group that has made a difference in our city. There are multiple people in our community who continue to make a difference, which never makes this choice easy for me. With that, the 2024 Mayor's Award of Excellence for Individual Effort is being presented to Jan Camp. You're going to say a few words, so stay close. Jan moved to Sunnyvale in 1962 and quickly began participation in scouting and Little League baseball with one and ultimately with all four of her sons. She held various volunteer roles, including den mother and scorekeeper. Jan was a teacher who served different Sunnyvale middle schools, inspiring 7th and 8th graders for over 35 years as both a teacher and sports coach before her retirement. Jan was a co-founder co-founder of Our Daily Bread, a wonderful Sunnyvale nonprofit which still serves hot meals and extras to anyone who in need 3 days a week at St. Thomas's Episcopal Church. She served on its board, including as board president, for most of her 40 years and has directly served customers lunch more than 3 days a week. Jan joined the Sunnyvale Historical Society in 1981 and worked in many capacities over 40 plus years, from multiple terms as president, serving on the OP board, and as member of the original museum team. She was its biggest cheerleader as they strove to raise funds to build the museum. Ultimately, through her hard work, the museum was built. She received Sunnyvale's Volunteer of the Year Award in May 2001 at a dedication of the Orchard Park interpretive exhibit adjoining the present museum. Few can match her heart, her drive, and her passion for our city. Jan, I want to thank you for your loving dedication to preserving our past, teaching and inspiring our future generations, and for helping everyone in need in our community. I'm honored to award the Mayor's Award of Mayor's Individual Award of Excellence for 2024 to Jan Camp. Please come forward and say a few words.
Here, I was told I didn't have to speak, but I'll be happy to. I have enjoyed living here so much. The great out of doors. I was born in Chicago, and I love our area here. I still do. And I walk my dog as much as I can. And I was a teacher here. And it was such a good life, and I'm very definitely a proponent for Sunnyvale, just outstanding. And I'm very thankful I have at least part of my family here, and I'm very happy, and I have lots to be thankful for. And I got told I didn't have to speak, but notice I am. Anyway, it's a wonderful place to live, and I will forever be happy here, I'm sure. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll give you the other pin, the new pin.
Thank you. Look, I have one from a long time ago.
You have the old, yes. Let's stand here and take a quick photo. And our next award is the 2024 Mayor's Award of Excellence for group effort, goes to the Rotary Club of Sunnyvale. So with us today is President Jeff Olofsson to receive the award, but let's have all of Sunnyvale Rotary come forward. If you're a Rotary member, and I know that there are a lot of you in the audience, please come forward. The Sunnyvale Rotary Club has been making a difference since 1926. Your commitment to our community has been truly inspiring, and I'm incredibly proud of the work you do to make Sunnyvale better and a better place for everyone. Past mayors have honored many of the award. Past mayors have awarded many individual award of excellence winners to presidents of Sunnyvale Rotary, but it is my pleasure to honor Sunnyvale Rotary Club itself and all of its members for what they do in Sunnyvale. Rotary's mission is service above self, and that has long been the cornerstone of the positive impact that your club exemplifies in its spirit of making change in Sunnyvale. Whether it's through local projects that support education, feeding families in need, or your ongoing commitment to improving the environment, your dedication has made a real difference. Rotary members meet weekly on Tuesdays at lunchtime, my busiest day of the week, building community, but it's what they do outside of these meetings that really make a difference. The Sunnyvale Rotary is really big on literacy. For every guest speaker that comes to speak, the club donates a book to speak on the speaker's behalf to the local elementary or middle school in Sunnyvale. The club also has a reading program where members of the club read books to elementary school students in their classrooms. The Sunnyvale Rotary Club volunteers spend their time assisting many other nonprofits, helping them be successful. Rotary members work at the Bay Area Furniture Bank, helping build furniture for unhoused residents moving into their new permanent housing and don't have furniture. The Sunnyvale Rotary Club members volunteer at Sunnyvale Community Services, packing groceries and helping backpack drive to assist low-income residents. Volunteers from Sunnyvale Rotary Club, in conjunction with the neighboring Rotary clubs, have also installed solar panels on rooftops of local buildings in order to help them be environmentally friendly. Rotary members make so many positive contributions in our community. They are very proud to have served up monthly meals at the North County shelter here in Sunnyvale. And I've even joined them there a few times, providing warm meals to those in need. And during COVID, they collected items and distributed them to our unhoused community. Sunnyvale Rotary supports many events like the Sunnyvale Music Series, sponsors local students, and even donated a clock to the city that you'll find on Murphy Avenue. They're also known for their fantastic yearly crab feed, their dinner at the dump event, and golf tournaments to raise donations to be able to accomplish even more. Thank you for making a positive impact in our community for almost 100 years. I look forward to seeing all the great things that you will continue to accomplish. For their leadership, for their service, and their unwavering commitment to Sunnyvale, I'm pleased to honor the Sunnyvale Rotary as the 2024 Mayor's Award of Excellence Group Award. Thank you. And Jeff, would you like to say words? Jeff, say a few words.
Thank you so much, Larry Klein, Mayor Larry Klein. I'm very humbled, elated, and proud to be accepting this award on behalf of the Sunnyvale Rotary Club. I can't express how proud I am to be part of the Rotary Club and how much work we do in the community and in the world, and to be part of Rotary in general, which is a worldwide organization. And wherever you go, there's a Rotary Club. I'm very just elated and humbled to be a part of this group. And thank you, Larry Klein, for recognizing our group for the amount of contributions we do in the community. It's like, it is really vast, the amount of work we do, and to be recognized is really great. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really happy. Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Grab the award. Congratulations, everyone. Oh, no, happy to do it. So there's photos in the back, so walk to the back. Okay, thank you. Let me go ahead and wrap up. Thanks again to all of our community award members and to all of our residents who volunteer in our community. And again, a special thank you to city staff who organized today's event. Let's give them one more round of applause. That concludes the special recognition and speeches portion of today's program. I'd like to invite you all especially the award winners, to join me for photos. Some of you have already started. And for everyone else, please enjoy some light refreshments outside. There's lots of things going on. You can also visit our several community information booths across the Bay Conference Room. And we have muralists creating art just outside the doors on the plaza. Thank you again for coming today. And hopefully you have a great day. Thank you all for being here. Have a good day.